You are watching Platinum Northwest TV News. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Philadelphia Mangoeng. Let's take a look at the leading top stories. First up, the Northwest Province's crime stats have been released and Matlosana Municipality encourages the community to utilize the healthcare services offered for free by Phelophepha. In the business news, Transnet CEO believes that the struggling freight company can turn R1 billion profit in 2024. And in the sports news, Bok Boss names the strong squad to face the Pumas in Argentina. We begin here. The Northwest Department of Community Safety and Transport Management held a media briefing for the release of the first quarter crime statistics of the current financial year between April to June 2024. Brigadier Jeanette Nchabele presented the crime stats, which gave the indication that Bojanala district and the Dr. Kenneth Kaunda are two most problematic districts in the province.
In the current year, we have been experiencing challenges with regards to the increase of crime generally in the province. I want to believe that in the past 2 weeks, when the national crime statistics were released, we could hear and see that Northwest Province had challenges with some of the crime categories or crimes. So in this presentation, such will be highlighted. Now, with the 17 community reported crimes, we had 7,300 with the 17 community reported crimes, as we can see, in the province, we had the contribution there by the districts. And Bojanala contributed the most with 44.6%, Kenneth Kaunda with 24.4%, and Dr. RSM 10.2%, Nagamuduru Molema with 20.9%. When the NEC was doing the introductions, he indicated that our biggest challenges are in Bojanala and Kenneth Kaunda, and the current slide is a clear indication of such. The next slide is the 5-year overview of the 17 community reported crimes, wherein we can see that in the past quarter, April to June, the province had 23,320 cases reported. We are still on the 17 community reported crimes. And in, that was 1,113 cases more than what we had last year, the same period. So this, as indicated, shows that the province had a serious challenge with regards to crime. Going further, we indicate the top contributing stations with regards to these 17 community reported crimes. On this list, as we can see, many of the stations that are appearing there did not manage to reduce crime. Others, about 7 of those, did manage to do.
Rustenburg leads the province in contact crimes and nationally is number 8.
In the list, Rustenburg is leading all those stations appearing there. And unfortunately, Rustenburg being the leading station in the province, it is also one of the leading stations nationally. Nationally, with the 17 community reported crimes, it is sitting at the 8th position. So that is one of our highly contributing stations which need a lot of attention. Going further, these are the figures as we would want to see them. Unfortunately, the increases do not put us in a good light. As you can see, we have murder with an increase of 20.3%, 47 more cases compared to what we had last year. And the sexual offences, as the NEC already indicated, we had a reduction of 4.2%, although the rape cases did not reduce. Furthermore, the other crimes that are appearing under contact crimes, that is attempted murder, assault, GBH, assault common robbery, and robbery with aggravating circumstances. All those crimes that are indicated, the province did not manage to reduce. All in all, the contact crimes increased by 8.8%. And then still under contact crimes, where we disaggregate the sexual offences, the breakdown thereof, As indicated earlier, the rape cases we did not manage to reduce. We had 2 more cases compared to last year, the same period. The areas where we managed a slight reduction is on sexual assault, with a reduction of 39 cases, and contact sexual offences with 9 cases less. Contact related crimes, we have arson with a reduction of 8 counts, and we have malicious damage to property with 3 counts less than what we had last year. So the crime grouping on its own, the contact-related crimes, we had an increase of 0.3% with 5 more cases compared to last year. Moving on, still under contact crimes. This slide aims to indicate how the districts performed with regards to contact crimes. Unfortunately, none of the districts in the province managed to reduce contact crimes. And as we have seen, Bujanala is the biggest contributor, and followed by Dr. contributed to the contact crime incidents in the province. And of these 20 stations, 9 of them are from Bujanala districts. We have 7 from Dr. KK, 3 from Magamudiru Molema, and 1 from Dr. Rutsihomutsi Mompati. And of these 20 contributing stations, only 4 managed to reduce contact crimes. The third last station in the list is, the last station actually is Makapanstad from Bujanala district. And as you can see, the counts are much higher than what they had last year. If I were to explain that drastic increase, it's because of the policing.
With some North-East police stations appearing in the top 30 nationally for reported cases of assault and assault to cause grievous bodily harm.
Springbok is sitting at position 6 on the national list. Blackstock 22, and stock theft down 6 as indicated earlier, and Khanyesa 23. Fraud, Rustenburg is sitting at position 12. General theft, Rustenburg position 11. And the burglaries at non-residential premises, Rustenburg is on position 1 both in the province and nationally. We have Breaths on position 9 for the same crime, Klerksdorp position 14, Mokhase position 26. The burglaries at residential premises, Mabatu is sitting at position 5 nationally, and then we have Ikageng 13, Rustenburg 16, and theft out of motor vehicles. Rustenburg and Klerksdorp appears amongst the top 30 nationally, with Rustenburg at position 23 and Klerksdorp 28. And additionally, we have neglect and ill-treatment of children. Gain appears at position 30 nationally, Zirast 20 and Mabatu 23. And in the next slide is just to show the crowd diversion, the unrest, public unrest that we have dealt with in the past year compared to the current. Sorry, the slide there, the legend doesn't indicate well, but in April we had more unrest compared to peaceful protests. We had 29 of those compared to 27 of the peaceful ones, and as we may recall, this was the period leading to the elections, so naturally people would want to voice their concerns, if I may use that word. Unfortunately, it's not in all cases that it's peaceful. So,
in other news, the executive mayor of the city of Matlosana, Phelophepha, visited the Transnet Phelophepha healthcare train at the Klerksdorp Railway. Now, the executive mayor was accompanied by the Speaker of the Council, Stella Mondlane-Ngwenya, MMC of Local Economic Development, Wesley Khang, Ward 10 Councillor Tshepang Khwasi. Now, the train manager from the Transnet, Becky Mendlula, welcomed the political head and municipal officials. The aim of the visit was to acknowledge and appreciate the work done by the Phelophepha officials in Matlosana and also engage with the community. Services that are rendered include dental clinic, eye clinic, healthcare counseling services, cancer and diabetic screening, and education clinic awareness. The municipality encourages the community to utilize the healthcare services offered for free by the Phelophepha train. In more news, the Department of Employment and Labour's Public Employment Service Unit from Klerksdorp Labour Centre, in partnership with the City of Matlosana Local Municipality and the NYDA, invites the youth and work seekers from Joburton and surrounding areas to a career exhibition aimed at creating a conducive environment that allows them to expand their network and also gain valuable insight about different career opportunities like learnerships, apprenticeships, and bursaries. Different government institutions, universities and TVET colleges, SETAs, mining and business sectors have also been invited. This will be taking place at the Joburton Hall tomorrow between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. Attendees are required to bring along their IDs and CVs to the session to register on the Employment Services of South Africa's database for work seekers. Moving on to international news now, this is a warning for sensitive viewers as distressing images are to appear. Today marks the 23rd anniversary of the September 11 attack on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, as well as the crash of United Airlines Flight 93. Nearly 3,000 people lost their lives in the tragedy, and it impacted many more globally. On the morning of the 11th of September back in 2001, 19 Al-Qaeda terrorists hijacked 4 commercial passenger planes in the United States. 2 planes were flown into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City, causing both towers to collapse. A 3rd plane was crashed into the Pentagon just outside Washington, D.C. The 4th plane crashed in rural Pennsylvania after the crew and passengers attacked the terrorists on board, preventing it from hitting another target thought to be the White House. 9/11 was a direct attack on the very heart of the U.S. mainland, but it also had catastrophic long-term consequences across the globe. More than 90 countries lost citizens in the attacks, including 67 individuals from the UK. It was a historic day that changed the world, and its legacy continues with tributes and personal reflections from loved ones and survivors. With that, let's take a look now at the business news. In the business news, Transnet Group CEO Michelle Phillips believes that the ailing state freight company can recover from its 7 billion rand loss in the past year to turn a 1 billion rand profit in the financial year. But to make that happen, she said that more borrowing would be required. The company was grilled by the Standing Committee on Public Accounts as to why its finances had regressed so badly from being one of the state's better performing SOEs. Into her 6 months as Transnet permanent CEO, Phillips said that a number of interventions had already been made to increase Transnet's profitability. This included plans to sell non-core properties and spending more prudently. If the company reaches its 250 million ton freight target, Phillips said that there would be no reason as to why it could not turn a 1 billion rand profit in 2024. And that's all from the business news. Up next, we follow up with your sports. In rugby news, Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus has picked a strong squad for his team rugby championship test against Argentina in Santiago next weekend. Erasmus has decided to leave 7 players at home to prepare individually to the return match in Bombela the following weekend. The 7 players who will not travel to Argentina include Bonambi Malharbe, De Toy, Feinberg Mgomezulu, De Allende, Colby and Leroux. Meanwhile, Manny Libok, Jaden Hendrickse and Kenan Moody, to name a few, will benefit immensely from the more game time at this level. The Springbok currently lead the rugby championship standings with 18 points with 4 victories in as many games, while Argentina are on 10 points, followed by New Zealand and Australia. This means that South Africa only need 3 more log points from their 2 remaining matches to guarantee their first title since 2019. In soccer news, Talent Mbata rescues Bafana again now with the late winner. Mbata netted again in stoppage time for Bafana, this time in a winning course as Hugo Broos's side ignited their 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying campaign with a 3-2 win over South Sudan in Juba Stadium. Now the 24-year-old Orlando Pirates midfielder came off the bench and rifled the ball home from the edge of the area to give Bafana all 3 points, with the home side left utterly despondent. It was the second time in 4 days that Mbata had proved a super sub, as he also grabbed a stoppage time equalizer for Bafana in the opening Group K 2-2 draw with Uganda on Friday at the Orlando Stadium. The South Africans will be back in action for the AFCON qualifiers between the 7th and the 15th of October, and they will play back-to-back matches against Congo home and away respectively. And that's where we're going to have to leave it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. The team will be back again tomorrow evening. Till then, good night and take care.